is it so dark? There we go.
Nice. Let's see how long it takes
Yeah.
for people to show up. Me.
I'm gonna take another shit. It took 25 dumps today. I'm gonna take 37 later today. I washed my butt in between the poops last night. I had to scrape off the poop from the back of the toilet. Sometimes self buttholes don't clean. A small toothbrush is what I use to clean my butt. To clean my butt, I use a toothbrush to clean my butt. Spray that sprayed on the inside of the toilet bowl. Oh no, I let it go too long. Is this thing set to private?
No, it's well, I don't know.
My butt is a national embarrassment. There's a special committee just to deal with the ramifications of my unholy farts. They had to start a bipartisan committee just to deal with my rank bed sheets. Okay, people are coming in. Welcome to Pennsylvania. Snow tomorrow. We have restrictions put in place. Most restaurants are closed again. My gym is closed, and that's the biggest bummer because I can't work out. I can't do cardio. I can't sit in the sauna. So what I've been doing lately is just going outside and walking around. I tried to do some push-ups. It's like boring. I'm going to have to get into just some sort of body weight exercise and just like go in the kitchen and put on some music and determine that, it's going to be 45 minutes. You're either running in place, you're doing burpees, you're doing mountain climbers, you're doing squats, and you're just doing this for 45 minutes and it's going to suck ass. It's going to snow tomorrow.
Yeah, it is.
This is just these next 3 weeks are just gonna be bleh. We were writing earlier today, and I was playing jazz music to try to make this room sound like a cafe. As much as I hate those people having those dumbass conversations in the background of the cafe, it's stuff that just works its way into the reviews in one form or another.
Yeah, we need to make pauses for Pennsylvania moments.
Right.
Just weird random sketches, I guess.
Can you give me like 5 words for the 2001 Nissan Xterra? Yo, man, I had to roll it over to save it. I swerved to hit a deer. I swerved. A deer came out. I swear I swerved to miss a deer. I rolled my Nissan Xterra. Gulf City Peterbilt asks if I missed the Falcon yet. No, it's cold outside. That heater that barely works in that car. I'm looking forward to the new one, but that's not until next month. What am I going to do for the next 2 weeks? The saving grace is that Blue Mountain Ski Area is still open. So I can go skiing. And since we're going to, the Poconos, Pennsylvania, are going to get over a foot of snow tomorrow or overnight or the next day, it's going to, the base is going to get down and it's going to be great. So I really should go out there. And even Blue Mountain now has like a 4-hour lift ticket. I think they're limited for the amount of people that they're allowed to have on the mountain. So they're mostly offering like 4-hour lift tickets. Like go in, ski your ass off for 4 hours and call it a day. It's not like you can linger. The bar's closed inside the lodges. So, and it's like $18 to ski for 4 hours. So that's like 90s prices.
So
I'm definitely going out. You just got to make the commitment. They want you to buy the lift tickets like 48 hours ahead of time, which is no problem. So I just don't know if there's anybody in Eastern Pennsylvania who wants to go skiing with me.
Well,
no, right now it's not a big problem. Like my problem is I've been skiing since I was like 6. So I go out with people and I can ski circles around them and I'm bored to tears. So, I mean, but I ski every inch of Blue Mountain, so I guess like skiing with people who. What's something you can do really well that when you hang out with people who can't do it, it just frustrates the hell out of you.
Annoy people. I mean, I'm the finest at that.
Or like when you're trying to like write something and like, can you teach me how to write? And like, yeah, just start writing. Well, what do I write about? Ugh.
Well, I mean, I just tell people to read, and the more you read, the better you'll be at writing, and the more inspired you'll be to write, because
That's true.
now you're like, well, I can do that. That's how I started writing, just that feeling like, oh, I can do that. Um, but yeah, real quick, could we just hold for sound just to make it easier on me for later?
Yeah. Okay. Holding for sound. And hold for sound was conveniently exactly right before the 6-minute mark.
Oh, very nice.
So you can find it.
Very nice. Welcome to RCR Podcast number 87. It's going to snow tomorrow. I'm Nick.
I'm Brian.
And the podcast is what's going on is exactly what the title of the podcast says. It's going to snow a lot tomorrow.
Thank goodness that people around here have something to talk about other than the situation.
Yeah.
Now we can finally have the Pennsylvania "it's going to snow tomorrow" conversation with everybody. How much did you hear? How much did you hear? I went out and bought my rock salt. Did I buy milk? I did buy milk because I need to have milk for my coffee.
Yeah.
But I didn't buy any eggs.
Mm.
Maybe I should. Nah. I'll be the one guy. Everybody's going to be buying stuff because the snow's not supposed to start till like noon tomorrow.
Yeah. And I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's kind of like 8 to 12 inches rather than the originally predicted 10 to 15 for this nor'easter, which already it's kind of coming early this year in that in our area, it usually doesn't start until January at the earliest. And then it really starts to get the serious snow in early February.
Yeah.
And then you get the false spring, and then you get the last slam.
Winter too.
Yeah.
Yep. Late March, early April.
Which it just,
And then it's like 50 degrees. It's like 48, 50 degrees for the entire month of April and half the month of May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
it's just rainy and shitty and muddy and dark and damp. And it's like, yeah, the sun is up longer and longer in the day, but it's just endless gray.
Yeah. I mean, I was about to sort of go out and be ready to be sort of miserable with the overcast and just dreariness, to where I opened the front door, walked down, went out, and suddenly found that it was sunny out. And it was such a boost to, it's just a shot of endorphins. And I kind of wasn't expecting that today. And so I didn't realize how much a sunny day actually helps me.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, even if it's cold out, it doesn't really matter.
No, as long as you get sun, it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be nice to ski on a nice sunny day. Be out there for 4 hours. Ski from like noon until it gets dark.
So
that kick ass. Anybody, only half the mountain is open. Barely half the mountain is open right now at Blue Mountain, but you got to put your boots on in the car. The rental shop is still open, so you can still rent skis if you need to rent skis, but you can't rent clothing. I'm open to the idea of teaching people to ski because that would be a delightful activity for me.
Yes.
I would gladly teach someone for nothing. Like if you want to learn how to ski and you want to meet me at Blue Mountain, I'll take you on the bunny hill and I'll get you skiing. The only thing I ask is, for fuck's sake, don't wear jeans. Don't wear jeans. Don't, because you're going to fall. Like we're going to be in the ground in the snow. Jeans get wet. Then they hold. Anything cotton is no good. Even like a cotton hoodie. I'd prefer, like, if you don't have snow pants, you really should come with snow pants. But if you don't have snow pants, you wear track pants, or you wear sweatpants, which you really shouldn't be wearing, but you wear sweatpants and then like nylon track pants on top of that. Man, when I was a when I taught skiing at Bear Creek, I see someone come up to me and I'm giving them a lesson and they're wearing fucking jeans. That is, God damn it.
Yeah,
This is going to be a bad day.
it's already an uphill battle teaching some people, and then you
Yeah.
got to do it while they're wearing inappropriate clothing, I
Yeah.
suppose.
They're got the second they fall. First of all, and if people are overdressed, like learning to ski is tough. It is, you will sweat because it's just doing squats all day. You're getting up and you're doing half squats all day long. And I would see people like they'd be wearing we're going out in the snow. I got to bundle up. So they have two hats on and then they have the stupid rental helmet that then doesn't fit right.
Yep.
I remember like, I forget who it was. I was probably with Jess McAndrew. It was either with Jess McAndrew or I was with Tony Airlines and we were at Blue Mountain. And there was like this boyfriend, girlfriend, and the boyfriend is like, knows how to ski, but doesn't know how to teach it. And the girlfriend's there and he's like, my boots don't fit. And she's wearing 3 pairs of like heavy woolen socks. And the thing about ski boots is they're one of the warmest pieces of outdoor. They're armor. They're shin and boot armor. They're shin and foot armor. And they're already insulated. And then you wear these gigantic fat boots, socks inside of them. Of course, they're not going to fit. Seriously, anybody who I'm teaching to skiing, you're showing up with freaking ankle socks. That's it.
Yeah.
There's 2 things that belong inside your ski boot: thin pair of socks, your foot. That's it. But my feet get cold. Believe me, they won't. Your feet are going to be working.
Yeah.
So,
like, how
I kind of have a narrow waist, so I can't bring equipment for you. Like I used to be a 32. Now I'm a 34. I'm a 34-inch waist. I'm with a 30-inch inseam. And so
we have the same jean size. That's nice.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I've had the same jean size my whole life, which you would think it would get uncomfortable after a while, but I really don't feel any different. But yeah. And any other size up, it's just incredibly baggy on me. So I don't really get it. I don't know. My week.
I'm 5'11".
Yeah,
so I guess maybe my legs aren't that long.
I'm 5'8". Yeah. I don't know. My week was kind of weird in that. Okay, so earlier this year I went to a Zoom wedding, and then yesterday I went to a Zoom funeral, which was very surreal for my uncle on my dad's brother. And it's strange in that I felt very much like a coward in that I think I turned off the webcam going in my direction and the microphone because I was afraid of being asked to say something, of being and I've seen how it's gone with my mom in the sense that she's always been the one who's asked to speak at funerals, to give eulogies. And I've given them before, and it's not pleasant in that way that no funeral is pleasant, but at least in some cases you have, things on your mind to say. But in this case, he was always the cool uncle, and I hadn't seen him in about 15 years. And, it's not that, I don't know, people necessarily need to constantly be in contact with each other, but I always felt a certain amount of guilt when I don't keep in touch with people, and it's hard to remember to keep in touch with everybody. And when he got sick, I almost figured, well, I don't know. I didn't believe, I suppose, that his terminal condition would, that everything would happen as fast as it did. And so when we got on the Zoom call, I didn't feel like it was my place to talk about a person who I hadn't seen in 15 years, who was a good man. And I don't have anything bad to say about him, but I speak more to my aunts than I spoke to him. And so it's strange in that after a certain point, you feel like if I were to say something, there's no way for me to say something and not make it about me. And I don't want to make it about
Mm,
me. But I also feel like a coward in the sense that I see my father's mother, my grandmother. Now she's buried two of her children, both of her boys. And
wow.
she's weeping. And I wonder to what extent, like, just me on the webcam, even without sound on, just seeing my face, that it might have helped her. And I don't know that because
Mm,
I look so much like my dad that I don't know if it would have made it worse for her.
mm.
And, but again, that feels like justification, like a coward's way out, because I don't know. I just, grief, it frightens me and it makes me feel awkward, which I know the grief is not pleasant for anyone, but it's also, uh, it's also the culmination of all these different feelings that you don't know where to place them. There's no box you can put it all in
Mm.
and just sort of store it somewhere and have it be the end of things. But I don't know. That
Did
was
you turn the
that.
camera back on at some point?
No.
Mm.
Um, so I don't know. I'll have to call somebody later in the week and give my condolences personally. It's just in that moment, I felt like there is no use for me to be on camera right now.
Gotcha.
And it's a weird feeling because normally I wouldn't be that way.
Mm-hmm.
Normally I would want to say something, but I don't know. It's different, but I don't know. Rest in peace, Theo. You were a good one. And hopefully, one of these days people will get rid of cancer.
Yeah.
Mm.
Man, if I ever get like a terminal illness, I'm just gonna go on a freaking drug bender, like hallucinogens and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I'm gonna peek behind the door
Yeah.
and be like, you know what? I already know what's coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you get so high you think you're gonna die, and
Yeah.
like after that, like okay, we've been down this road before.
Yeah. Well, my big motto has always been like, I don't want to know, I just want to go.
Mm,
So I'd rather not get the diagnosis at all and then just sort of
mm,
go. But again, it's like something that I don't like thinking about because nobody likes thinking about that sort of thing. But what are you going to do?
mhm.
So I rededicated myself to just writing and, just doing work because that's something that can sort of ease a lot of things. Like I like my job and find it fun. And so, it's kind of like how I don't have time for video games. Like everyone's talking about Cyberpunk 2077. And it's
Mhm.
like, for one, my base PlayStation 4 is not going to run this thing.
Mhm.
It's going to be chugging like, a frat guy and freaking hams.
Mhm.
But, uh, and for second, it's like RCR is my video games.
Yeah.
It's like that's kind of what I have the time to do and what I find fun to do. And so I'm sure I'll get around to like video games again at some point, but
Mhm.
it's just weird because a lot of it is stuff like I feel like an old man. I feel outside of like what's in now. The only new
Wait,
game that I played
that
this
other
year
mic
was
is turned on.
hmm, oh well, fine.
Yeah, now it's off. So okay, my mic is on, and one with the black connector. That's you. That's on. Okay.
Yeah,
No, there's a mic off screen that was turned on last time we had 3 people here. That
yeah.
thing was still running.
So I don't know. I just feel like an old man who no longer knows what it is, no
Yeah.
longer with it, especially when it comes to modern music. But although, I don't know, I guess some of the younger members of my family have sort of kept me informed about what's popular. But there's a lot of artists who, like, I have no idea who Doja Cat is, or
Who's that?
I have no loving idea.
Oh, okay.
And so it's strange, but whatever. I see we have some super chats.
Yeah,
Some.
I'll get to him.
Yeah, it's
What else am I gonna do? I'm gonna go for a walk after this. That's it. I'm gonna get out. I got these like insulated pants now. I bought 3 pair of them. They were my Christmas gift to myself because I didn't realize that those hiking pants that I've been wearing for like 2 years
yeah,
until someone pointed it out when I was driving the Falcon. that I can see my dick throughout every single one of those like khaki pants. And I'm like, it sucks because like these are really comfortable pants because they're like 10% spandex.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these things stretch, they don't bind my legs, they're nice and breezy, they're often. And then I just see myself that, and then there was like a one shot where I was like standing up full right. You legitimately see my dick, like
but isn't that
off to the side, right there. And like there's an like that was the one where I announced that I was selling the Falcon. Well, when I'm driving it, you can see my freaking bulge because it like hikes up right there, and it's like, yo, which was I thought that was kind of funny. And then I did another shot where I'm standing in front of the Falcon. I think when I was doing like, here's everything wrong with it, or something like that. And I'm looking right at it, and it's like cyberpunk dick, like right there, like, it's not it, and it wasn't a good shot. It was like, creepy bus station guy, too tight pants,
man spreading and just letting it all hang out.
And I have 4 pairs of those things. I went Jay Leno after I bought the first one. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll have 3 more like this.
Yeah,
they've got cargo pockets and they're not obvious. I got my phone. They were great because they were so great to drive in because you put your phone and everything like in the side pockets. That way you're not off kilter when you're driving in your seat, because I don't like sitting on my wallet. And so
I don't know.
I rolled them all up like burritos and put them away. So now I got these other ones made by the same company.
Well, I mean, they could be lounging around pants in a sense, like anything that I won't wear outside. I hesitate to get rid of, but I'll find another. I'll repurpose them somehow. Now, granted, at least I would think it's kind of a first world problem to have that, like, you have a healthy enough bulge for it to be noticed. Because I don't think I have that problem, or I don't think I would. But still, it sucks that you finally find the perfect pair of pants and go all Doug Funny and fill your closet with them.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's you're just like, oh man. It's like when we took that picture in front of the, what was that Rolls Royce that we did in England, and we posed in front of it, but like, and you had this really nice shirt on, but you could see your nipples through it. And so you had to edit it out.
I remember that.
And I'm like, well,
I think I was wearing, I forget what I was wearing. Was I wearing that? Was it gray or something like that? Or was it me wearing like a polo shirt?
It was like a salmon polo shirt.
I know the one you're talking about. Yeah. It's like, that's another case of like, this is a really comfortable shirt, but it just clings to you. So the only way to wear this comfortable shirt is to layer something underneath of it.
Yeah. I mean, I've had that problem before. It's not the big deal that people make it out to be, especially because, we're guys. It's like, who cares about our nips? But still, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's like Batman.
Have you heard from the new Falcon owner since we dropped it off?
Yeah, he sent me a bunch of text, like, because the Falcon is really 4 different cars. So yeah, he sent me a bunch of texts like, hey, like, what do I do? The first hardest thing was putting gas in it, because this was made when gas nozzles were a different shape and also flexible. So you got to put the gas pump, you got to put the nozzle in sideways. You can only pull it like a half click. Otherwise, because gas comes out of a gas nozzle, it comes out like a fire hose.
Yeah.
It just zhunk right in there. Modern gas filler necks have breathers in them to allow air out as liquid is going in and the pressure changes. That didn't happen in the 60s. There were long, thin tubes that went down into the tank, and because they didn't fill the gas tank filler neck, they didn't build up pressure.
Yeah.
So, if you try to fill a jug of water, by just putting it up to the spigot and putting a spigot on full blast, it works until it gets to the top, and then it shoots right back out, even though it's not full yet. That's the positive air pressure building up inside of this. that doubles down because the filler neck of the Falcon 90s to the right immediately after the filler cap. So if you go full blast, if you go half blast in there, that fuel immediately hits that 90 turn and splashes right back out. So you got to dribble it in. So, and you have to find the right angle because not all filler necks are the same. It's best if you find a gas pump that has no backsplash on the filler nozzle and none of that accordion thing either.
Yeah.
Just the bare tube. That way you can thin dick it right in and then half squeeze and then make sure it doesn't start dribbling back out. So the new owner, Jack, said he had that trouble like once or twice. And I'm like, don't worry, that's the first thing. But he sent me a text like hey, if you don't mind if I occasionally text you with questions about the car. I said, yeah, there's no problem. He said, the other day I noticed a small puddle under the car and I couldn't tell what it was, but I think it was coolant for other reasons. Does it have a little catch can or something for the coolant? Does it dump on the ground? Also, you said the seats are all one piece, so we have to cut a hole in them to put seatbelts in. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. And I asked him, what was the color of puddle? Did it feel like? Did you touch it? And Jack said, yeah, it was clear and under the engine, roughly at the front of the oil pan. And he said it wasn't viscous at all. And I said, that's water. And my answer was that engine blocks about 185 degrees and it's cold outside. Plus, there's no splash guards. That engine bay is like a sauna. And if you park the car, it gets cold, so all the water vapor condenses on the nearest surface and drips down. Every single puddle you drive through splashes water sideways on the front tire, from the front tires and onto the oil pan. And I said, oh yeah, one important thing. The oil pan has 2 drain plugs, one in front of the cross member and one behind it. To fully drain the oil, you have to remove both of them. The oil dipstick is on the right-hand side of the engine and it's way down there. It's machined aluminum. It's a machined aluminum locking handle made by Lockhart. The oil dipstick handle snaps into a locking ring at the top of the dipstick tube. Push the ring down with one hand and pull the dipstick handle up with the other. Your fingers will be very close to the cylinder heads and exhaust headers, so it's best to do this when the engine is cold. The transmission fluid dipstick is on the upper left-hand side of the engine at 11 o'clock position. You shouldn't have to touch it for any reason. But if you want to check the transmission fluid level, you do it while the engine is running. So it's probably going to be more of that. Just because like there's a 1960 shop manual for Falcon, but it's pointless at this point.
Yeah,
because everything about the Falcon is different. So he already owned like a classic car before, I forget what. So he knows what he's in for.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. We'll when we have another meet, he said he'd drive up because he's like just down in like greater Philadelphia area. So
that's cool. Yeah. I mean,
well, you went down, so
yeah, and it's nice to kind of have someone who is the sort of right person or a good person win the auction, in the sense that, you know, a car auction isn't normally about getting the place to the best or getting the car to the best home, like, or the best home. It's about getting it to the home of whoever can afford it best. And so, you know, it's nice when those two things sort of overlap.
Yeah, let's get to the super chats. I've been doing this for almost half an hour.
Oh, wow. That was quick.
Oh, it was quick.
No. That getting to a half hour already.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that sun's going down. It's gray. My dick is an embarrassment to the neighborhood. They got a committee to get me off the block because I say my rhymes loud and I say them nonstop. Wheel Down says it has not snowed yet in North Bend, Washington area yet. 20 miles east on I-90 over the something named pass has gotten 10 inches of new snow in the past 2 days. Great. WA is Washington, right? Seattle, WA?
Yeah.
Man, I wanted to sneeze. I wanted to ski at Mount Hood. That's up there. There's Mount Hood, Oregon.
You get like this bucket list of places you want to ski.
Yeah.
And they're probably all going to be those types of places where, you know, everybody's super into skiing because sure, you could ski here, but like how many of the people who go are actually into skiing?
That's that's going to be a weird thing about this season because half of the people who I ski at ski areas ski 1 or 2 runs and then just go to their lodge and drink.
Yeah.
Or they go there to just eat that expensive food.
Yeah, you go
And
there to say you went there.
ski, yeah. Yeah, there's so many buses of people who go to ski areas just to hang out, which is probably great for the ski area because that's where their margins is
Yeah.
on food and stuff.
Yeah, it's like a movie theater.
Yeah. Frank, no, I skipped a bunch. Shea Poof says, how's the wake and bake going? I haven't done it in like 2 weeks. Have you got high throughout the day or set a time? Official RCR Stoner here. Nah, I gotta be in the right mood. I mean, if I have nothing else going on, like it was kind of neat knowing that I'd be able to go to the gym like later in the day. But I'm glad that it's there. So
Have you ever thought of like home gym type stuff?
yeah.
I mean, maybe not like the thing that you mount to the wall, that
I'd
bar.
like something like that because pull-ups are great. But
Yeah.
I asked Greg International if he had any weights, and he texted me back and he said, "Do I look like a guy who lifts weights?"
I mean, you can kind of. I'm sure you could fit like a cycle or an elliptical in here if you can find like a cheapo on Facebook Marketplace.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. But in 2 weeks is gonna be over. We'll be able to go back to the gym in 2 weeks. It's just
the accumulation of weariness that goes with not having a place to go.
That is good how I feel weariness.
Yeah.
Now, eventually I'll get to the point where, like right now, to keep myself sane, I just keep working on RCR stuff. And I finally got around to writing that article about going to the auction back in October that Carlisle was asking for. And I'll eventually just give to Jalopnik to just, hey, here, run this. God, I hate typing. I hate typing so much. I hate the act of typing words because I'm a bad speller, and then it gets even worse when I put it to text.
I mean, I'm the opposite. I'm kind of dislike handwriting things unless I would be at a bar, but I don't drink anymore. So it's a weird and plus the bars aren't open. So it's this strange thing. And I mean, I would think with me not drinking that I would switch over to weed just kind of to help with, anxiety and other things. But with federal legalization possibly around the corner, I mean, I think I'll probably just wait it out, if only because, I don't know. I don't know where to get weed. Like, how does one acquire weed if not through some legal dispensary? I don't know.
Walk down the street and just ask people, "You got any weed I can buy from you?" Like literally that.
Who has weed?
Yeah, it's legal in Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say it is. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. And I hear, like this here, Get Bent says legal weed is expensive, and I believe it. Find a corner boy. I mean, it's kind of something where I wish I could sort of just have the experience more frequently than not at all, because I've tried it before and it always feels like this warm feeling in my eyes. Like I
feel that in my eyes too.
Yeah, I compare it to like my eyes are 2 sugar cubes dropped into like coffee, and it's just
I got
for an eighth.
How much for an eighth?
$80.
Really?
At a legal, I'm assuming that's dispensary prices, or are you talking like corner prices? We probably shouldn't be talking about drugs, but
medical. You can get medical in PA.
That's
I mean,
true.
you would legitimately have medically diagnosed anxiety.
Yeah,
that's the perfect excuse.
I mean,
Speaking of which, I'm gonna get that little thing of CBD. Maybe that will make me feel better.
Maybe, yeah.
Or it'll be like a placebo or something. Frank asks, I like there's a question about snowboarding. I'll take that when I get back.
Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can. All right. That one's about snowboarding. Let's see. That guy with the plaid $5. Thank you so much. He writes, here's some money for bread and milk. I'll be in the thick of it from 2 p.m. to 1 a.m. Hashtag photojournalist life. I am so sorry that you have to be out in the thick of it. But also, let's go team bread and milk, because, you know, it's an absolute good, unless you have a gluten intolerance and are lactose intolerant. Okay, it's not an absolute good, but let's just roll with the idea that it is.
So what, melt bread? Here's some money for milk and bread. Oh yeah, milk and bread. Frank says, I snowboard and I taught so many people. I know it's sort of an investment, but I don't want to teach. I just don't want to teach sometimes. I just want to shred. Yeah. It's an all day affair. It's a job when you're teaching someone to ski or snowboard to pick up like some people pick it up pretty quick. Like Tony Airlines picked it up pretty quick. So first of all is just reprogramming some, like there's 2 steps to teaching someone to ski. Step 1, reprogram their inner ear. If you're lucky, that'll take a day. It'll take the day and they can kind of get it by the time the day's over. Step 2 is then strengthening their legs, because those are the shock absorbers and you're going to be doing squats all day. And that takes an entire season of physical conditioning.
Yeah.
Unless someone's already athletic and knows how to do that. And then in that case, it's just muscle memory, just memorization, running the same run again and again and again and again and again. Luckily, Blue Mountain has two pretty good learning hills, and a nice slow learning chairlift that I like, and it's often groomed really, really well. So
Step 1, go back to 1995. There is a super chat that was missed. That's before Will Downs.
Aaron Crutchfield.
I believe so.
Yeah. Found your new car yet? Will it be a USDM regular car or a JDM regular car? Well, I can answer that by saying that the car itself is on a boat right now, and I believe it left from Osaka, Japan. So it'll get to the United States. I think Savannah is where it's docking, and Savannah, Georgia. And at some point this winter, I'm going to have to go down to the greater Atlanta area and pick it up.
Has anyone who you've encouraged to guess actually arrived at the right answer of what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I mean, people just started naming cars, and the hint is that we already reviewed this car.
Yeah.
So it's already on RCR. This particular car is already there, which narrows it down a lot.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people already guessed it. That is going to be my new daily. The company, and shout out to the company, ATL JDM, or Atlanta JDM. I know I told Japanese Classics in Virginia, I asked them to find one for me. Now, I didn't give them a deposit or anything, but if they find one and it's nice, I may buy 2 of these. Fuck it.
Oh,
I may have 2 of them and just, I don't know, sell one or just have 2.
Yeah.
And it'd be fun if one was automatic and one was manual.
Well, I mean, it'd be fun if they were both manual anyway, because I need to brush up, I guess. But ultimately, it's too, well, I wouldn't say it's too nice, but it would be considerably nicer than some junker that I could get that would serve the same purpose.
Yeah.
So you never really know. But yeah, I'm looking
for
forward
the question, Aaron.
To it.
Yeah, and that's like going to be the news. But it doesn't dock until supposedly, I think, the 6th or something like that. Snowed in North Bend, melting bread and eggs, teaching people snowboard. The same thing, 123 says, I'm an instructor. And for the love of God, people, if you want a lesson, get a good pair of sunglasses and a pair of snow pants. Oh, yeah, sunglasses. Because the snow reflects the sun. So it's bright in every single direction. You need sunglasses. Hell, you need goggles. That's another thing. I should buy like
I was going to say, wouldn't goggles be the
either
preferred
better
mode of
tinted goggles? Yeah. Now, normally when you're just learning to ski, you're not going that fast. You'll go maybe at the most 10 miles an hour. That feels very fast.
Yeah.
That's like faster than your average person can run. So, so goggles are good. Of course, goggles also, when you're just learning and you're just creeping along, they do fog up. So sunglasses are generally fine. It also encourages people not to move too fast. But yeah, I should carry, like, I have some junker pairs of sunglasses. Just here, put these on. Yeah, snow pants, pair of snow pants. I should have a criteria. Like, if I'm going to teach you to ski, yeah, you need I have an old ski jacket that people can just wear. Normally people have a decent winter jacket, and fleece is better. Some people even just get down to like fleece, because when we're just hiking around on the learning hill, that helps. Man, I am so worn out.
I know the feeling. It's just
And
something.
I didn't even exercise. I still got to go out and walk in the dark. At least it'll feel warm when I come back in.
Yeah, I mean, at least this room. Yeah.
Yeah, parts of this house are cold, aren't they?
It was super cold. I took a dump upstairs and
did I latch the kid? That's another thing. The latch doors in these houses, make sure they're. Yeah.
I mean, I have a space heater in the apartment. Probably not the greatest idea in the world, but it is what it is. And so you end up, it's heat, but is it really? I almost feel like I get the same amount of heat like making dinner.
Oh yeah.
And it's less of a thing. Less of an issue, I suppose.
Yeah,
because
the kitchen
everyone
gets really cold. That bathroom's freezing.
Yeah.
The two warm
bathroom's freezing.
The one upstairs is toasty warm.
Yeah,
that's nice. It's weird. Like, it's like the insulation in this house isn't consistent. The only thermostat here is here. Yeah. So all it does is really adjust for this room. So the consistent warm places are this room, computer room, bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't mind a cold bedroom. Honestly, it helps me sleep. I like a cold room and heavy blankets to sleep under.
Yeah.
I slept for 11 hours last night. You know what? Wait, no. Yeah, I slept from midnight. No, 10 and a half hours. I slept from midnight to 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I woke up and like, the fuck am I getting up for? And I just put on some other music, and I like looked at my phone for a little bit, for like half an hour, put on music, and then slept till 10:30.
Yeah.
And just got up. All right.
Yeah.
I feel that's another way that, like, if I ever got, like, a friend of mine out in Erie, my friend Matt, he got the Rona, and he said he slept like for an entire day. Yeah. And my first thought was, that sounds heavenly.
Yeah.
Sleep for an entire day? How awesome is that? But then I think about how, they have like 2 kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, they're already like, their whole life is just in elementary school in the house.
Yeah.
So maybe they're not getting sleep anyway. Whereas, like, for as much as I complain, the stress level that we enjoy is so far below anybody else.
Yeah.
Like honestly, what did I do? I woke up, I edited a YouTube video, and then we talked to Dominic DeLillo for like 40 minutes on the phone. And then I just wrote dick jokes about a truck for a while.
Yeah.
And then I edited some more video. And now I'm just like drinking CBD oil and doing a podcast while drinking beer.
Yeah.
What a phenomenally terrible day I am having.
Yeah. But sometimes, like, you don't really want to get out of bed, and it doesn't have to do with any underlying condition other than maybe psychological things. Like, for me, sometimes I'll sleep in because I'm like, what do I really have to do today?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would I get up if I don't really have anywhere to be? And if
You see
so
Jocko Willing's post that he gets up at 4:30 every morning. And like half of me is like, you run your own business. You don't have to do this. He's like, I'm getting after it.
Yeah,
Getting after what exactly?
Yeah, it's like the
Of course, he has like a home gym and everything. And
yeah, it's like The Rock.
of course, it's a different human.
Yeah. I mean,
we are not equal.
Yeah, I mean, if we had all that, maybe we'd get, we'd get after it as well.
I wonder what goes through Jocko Willing's brain. Because he is an English major. Like, he has a bachelor's in English. So the dude knows how to write. And I wonder if like studying like English literature and stuff like that, like he may have the same thought processes as you and I.
Perhaps.
Like he may have an understanding about, tone and motif and stuff like that.
Maybe.
I've jerked off on airplanes.
I mean,
I didn't come. I just rested my nuts on the little sink of that 747 upper decking. And then I cummed and it went down back in my bladder.
Every time that story comes up, I always like do a little, because it feels, or it sounds like it would hurt.
Crushing my perineum, and it feels desperately good. It feels like some athletic woman is humping back. She's humping back. I feel that pelvis bone wrecking my nuts, wrecking my junk. Her name is Sally Ride, the same as she was the astronaut. I fucked Sally Ride when I was 6.
No, I mean, like it's something where I almost feel like that's an
blowing
invitation
my
to
nose
a UTI.
in a sock. You think I'm joking? I'm not.
Hopefully, it's not a cum sock.
Fuck it.
Oh, tremendous. Fucking tremendous.
I still haven't listened to any of the new Joey Diaz joint, like his
neither
podcast.
have I. But I mean, Joey's. I kind of have to be in the mood.
Yeah,
it's almost like anything that I'm into these days. Like for the most part, instead of listening to full Come Town episodes, I look up like clips on YouTube that are just like the funniest bits.
Yeah.
Although I did listen to the whole like St. Augustine thing.
Oh, that was genius.
That was
I
fantastic.
hope Nick does that again.
Like I just listened to that whole podcast and then some of the something Roddenberry episode. But yeah, good. I don't know. Podcast, it comes and goes. It's like the true crime conundrum of, like if you ever listen to a true crime podcast, there's almost this sense of guilt that you get of, I'm being entertained by the single worst moment in a person's life. So it's that sense that, I don't know. It's like my motto.
Yeah, bad times in your life are pretty entertaining. It's like the worst parts of your life can make pretty damn good stories.
That's true. Yeah.
Someone wrote a song about that, I think.
I would imagine a lot of people wrote songs about.
Patrick McFarlane, thank you for the generous donation. Hello, gentlemen. I recently completed a journalism certificate after your inspiration. Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Does it matter what the stories are about when you submit them as writing samples? No. No, they don't. I.e., I haven't written or created articles yet. Well, then create fake ones. Or like, here's a story I submitted to blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, really, they're looking to see if you can follow the general rules of grammar.
Yeah.
Or just post, like, you're talking to us, and you know a thing or two about cars. Just write a bunch of stuff and submit it to Jalopnik.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
The worst they can say is no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, there's a lot of places that will, I don't know, even if you just like freelance a little bit, it's something where at least you're getting the experience of saying like, oh, well, these are places where my writing has been listed. It's like I've had writing here, here, and here. And, everything that you do is more stuff to put on a resume or application or anything, so it's a total, it's it's a way to move your whole ambitions forward. So yeah.
It's Matto from Australian Dollars. How do you brew your coffee? When I brew it at home, I use a make it harder dick coffee. I use an espresso machine. So I just take like Dunkin' Donuts coffee and just grind it really fine and then just shove it in that basket.
Yeah.
Cramp it down and clamp it down, and out comes the jitter machine. And then I go and make an internet video.
Oh.
And then I bounce around and like I feel like I got something to do. And then I crank it. And then you come over.
I interrupt the cranking. To be fair, you who was
No, you didn't interrupt it this time.
No, but yeah,
It was easier when I lived in the old apartment because you can hear someone coming up those stairs from the street. When I lived on a third floor part in the old place. Now, like I had to arrange feng shui. So, but I got to close these blinds here. So I don't know if someone's coming to the door. The good thing is you got to walk around that wall right there.
Yeah.
So as long as everything's closed, you get like you can pretend you're not home.
Yeah.
That's the good thing. Like,
well, I remember the one time you and Eric Pedersen interrupted me in the middle of my because we were at that one hotel in Chicago and I was and it had been like longer than I remember. Or that area, general area.
When was Eric Pedersen in Chicago with us?
When we were doing the wait, no, it wouldn't have been Chicago. It would have been it was a really nice hotel, and then it had that one couch that was a fold out.
Yeah, we were at an embassy in the Bay Area.
There we go. All right. I don't know why I thought Chicago.
Somewhere like greater San Francisco.
Yeah, but no, it's like it was like the first time in longer than I could remember. And I'm like ready to go and have it be like an endurance session just to really get the most out of it. And then I get a phone call and it's like, you say like, oh, stop beating off or whatever. I'm just like, how do they know? Cameras? No, but it was funny. And it was probably like
I think Eric and I were like probably down at the hotel bar.
Yeah.
And I was probably drinking and I just called you. He's like, I know exactly what he's doing up there.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm just like, oh man, that's kind of but I'm like, next time I'll just do it in the bathroom. So if someone walks in, because I wasn't like in the bathroom, I was just like in the freaking like common room thing.
Brandon Bauer, thank you for the donation, says in 2017, Erie, Pennsylvania got 65 inches of snow in 2 days. I lost my Mini Cooper in the snow. I always wanted to learn how to ski. Would buy you beer as payment and will take your wardrobe recommendations to heart. That's a fuck ton of a drive, man. From Erie, Pennsylvania, because if you're in Erie, you're like 7 hours or something from me or something like that, because there's no I-80 is way far south of you and you got to work your way to I-80. It's like going to Erie is you hit. I almost sound like Biden. You go when you go to Erie. First, you got to go up to State College and see the Nittany Lions. Then you're halfway. Then you keep going up there, and you pass the old barn. I impregnated a horse there. That was how you paid for the turnpike before they got the coins. But then they accepted both. They say you either put a coin in the basket or horse jizz. and that was how you get to the Allegheny Highway. Maybe you don't remember that. You could either take the train, and the horse would come up the side, and you shove coins in its cock. And they had to bring another one because everybody already had one. Men would have coin purses back then. You would have that, and Brill cream is that they would be on the billboards that you would see along, and there would be a dick of a horse.
It's like all the Mr. Burns old manisms. Get a slice of kidney pie.
Oh, Biden is going to be great.
I always say, like, a person can't be president unless there's someone who can be imitated for comedic purposes.
I know. Some like I'm not doing Biden. I'm doing Nick Mullen doing Biden, but it works because Nick Mullen has the best Biden.
There was someone in the regular chat who asked if we've done any technical writing because they're an English student. And my answer is that, like, yes. And I hated it so much that that's when I switched over to English as my major, because I was in a professional writing course and that involves a professional writing track. And that involved some technical writing. I did not enjoy it. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And so I switched over to English so I could, fucking read Steinbeck and write about, jerking off. I don't know. It is what it is. Man, I say that way too much. Eesh.
Uncle Pull Tab 2, Pushrod Boogaboo. Hey guys, hope you're staying warm. The Fist has been a great car for me.
The what?
The Fist? Is this the guy who still has the, when I pay it off in a few years, I should go, oh, the Fist? Oh, he has a Fiesta ST. Okay. Oh. When I pay it off, you financed a Fiesta ST?
When in Rome.
What is wrong with you? Thank you for giving money to RCR, but you financed a Fiesta ST? Just get a bank loan or something. Should I go for a Honda Accord 6MT or something else? Yeah, but you should buy it. Don't finance a car, for fuck's sake. And if you can't afford to buy something outright, buy like a manual. You can get a 6-speed Toyota Camry. That'll get you close to 40 miles per gallon, and it'll be fun because it's a King Toyota. Jarl Toyota. Because you're like urban voices. I can't do that. Jarl Toyota at Jarl Toyota.
At Jarl Toyota.
You gotta like do that voice. I can't do it.
We are here. Oh wait, no. We're here to accept your.
We are here to accept your financing. Love the welcome to the Jarl Toyota. I will bow to Jarl and you and Jarl.
We are we make more money than Dragonborn's Chevrolet. It's just that.
Jonathan Cannon doesn't have a question. Thank you for your donation. Jason Manderville says you guys should read Travels with Charity or Travels with Charlie. Never heard of it. I'm open right now. I'm reading Boys on the Bus by Tim Krause, who was one of the other guys on the 72 campaign. And he morally, like right now, he's still just talking about every single other reporter for like different times and their weird peculiarities. And it's a very factual book on it. And it's weird, like reading this book about reporting, about how people would get in trouble for getting their facts wrong. It's like, wow, that's a different time.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Baconator 69 with 666. I hit a deer in my 2001 Dodge Neon. That's the greatest thing you could ever do with that car. I wrecked a second gen Neon doing the exact same thing. Would a Kia Soul be a good replacement? Yeah, you know what? Kia Souls are fine. Our Lord Matt Happel uses a Kia and a little like baby trailer attached to the Kia to haul LS engines and 4L80 transmissions. He likes the Kia. I think he was doing some like weird, he's been screwing with that car as well. So honestly, the Kia Soul isn't bad. And that's one car we have yet to review. And I don't know, people have offered it. I ought to try to get one of those. That's a good winter car.
Yes.
Patrick McFarland again says, sorry for your loss, Roman.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Samuel Adams, winner, logger. Rye Bonner. Rye Bonner. I don't know. I start doing Biden again. Everybody used to get, nowadays girls get boners, and that's really helping the bathroom. You can put urinals in the girls' bathroom, and that'll be good. That's how I'm creating jobs. The bathroom economy. We're gonna have urinals everywhere, and boys and girls can. Well, in my day, you had your pee in a taster's choice, taster's choice can, and that's how we elected the class president. You just see who can pee the most in the taster's choice can, and whoever got the most pee in it. Then you got to hand out the hall passes. When I was a kid in Delaware, the stage shaped like a dick. So we used to say, Delaware, where's your dick? And girls would say, right here. Let me pee in the taster's choice can. And I think we'll return to those days now.
It's just in a very sort of Nick Mullen kind of way, it just like continues to figure out like where's the next pivot for the bit to go.
Rye Boner says, I'm thinking of treating myself to a Jeep Gladiator, and I can't. It's such a good character to get into. I'm thinking and drinking about a Jeep Gladiator. What do you think about updating? What do you think about updating to the diesel for an extra $6,000? I don't think you should get a Jeep product at all.
Why not?
Fiat Chrysler is just circling the toilet. You're buying a piece of shit. I wouldn't buy any Jeep product at all. Not even the Wranglers. I mean, I've been around. I've ridden them. I've driven them. Like some friends had them. It's like they feel like they're broken. And even Justin Kramer from the channel, Fuel Injection Sucks. Like he had a few of them coming to the shop, and his thing was he's like a guy comes in for an oil change or something with a Jeep. Yeah. And Justin Kramer just takes it once around the block and is like, this feels like something's wrong with it. And he looks at it and goes, oh no, everything's right. They just drive like crap. And they are built so much to a budget, and they are so fucking overpriced because they say Jeep on it. Yeah. And do you really need a pickup? Because the Gladiators are terrible pickups. They're a short bed pickup. You should really buy like an old, like if you need a pickup, well, I don't need a big bed and I want to go off road and I want to do all that sort of stuff. Buy a fucking Tacoma. Toyota Tacoma. It's going to be better made. It's going to drive better. It's going to get better gas mileage. It's going to be tougher. And it's going to resell for fantastic. I mean, you can buy a Tacoma for $6,000. For the cost of you upgrading to a diesel engine in a fucking Jeep Gladiator, you can buy an entire truck that's going to last longer.
Yeah. People in the chat are talking about how even Hoovy hated his, and the person he gave it to for free was less than enthused.
Yeah.
This person says they just sold my 2011 Grand Cherokee for a Tacoma.
Yeah.
So there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Or a 4Runner. Like this guy, if he's buying a Gladiator, he wants like a little truck. But
I mean, it feels like it almost feels bad to constantly be recommending non-domestic products to people. But, it's like when America steps its game up, You know?
I mean, I'll recommend a Corvette all day, every day.
Yeah,
They're
but I mean,
yeah,
in terms of the specificity of what people
yeah.
are looking for, it's like, well, it's like for the purposes of well, I need a new daily, like that type of thing.
Corolla.
Yeah. It's like, what are you gonna do?
July Colon says, tell the story of your dad's farted up chair. He said darted up chair. It's a good story.
From
Came
the
home one day and dad said, well, your mother tells me we got to burn my chair. She can't stand the smell anymore.
burn the chair.
So we took his chair that he just farted into for most of my youth out to the burn pile.
Yeah.
Burned it. Burned really fast.
That's a story from
Now I poured gasoline on it to get it started, but
well, yeah, but still, it's like, well, so did your dad.
yeah.
But that story's from one of my favorite reviews, the rental Malibu, Matt
Yeah.
Walsh's rental Malibu. And it's like, they just farted up the chair so bad
Yeah.
that he had to burn it.
Yep.
There's no use for it now.
Dimster Pro says, worst car for a foot of snow that you've ever owned. A 2-wheel drive pickup truck with nothing in the bed. That's pretty terrible. Those things can get stuck on wet grass.
But didn't you say like stuff that you owned?
Yeah, all my cars have either been, well, with the exception of the Falcon, everything. Well, the Falcon was pretty terrible in the snow. I drove it once or twice. It's terrible. That was when I had 373 rear gearing in it. That was really bad. All it did was spin.
The Echo?
The Echo was great in the snow as long as it had good tires. I
Mm.
mean, it got stuck a few times, but, I just had a little shovel with me, and I just shovel it right back out again. It never got permanently stuck that I had to pull it out. There was this tire. I mentioned it before. Dunlop made it. It was a really, really good all-season tire. And I had them on that, and it was fantastic. And then they stopped making it in that tire size, or that style of tire was done. So now I run, what am I running on the Subaru? I think I'm running Hancooks or something like that. It was just, I go to Nush is my guy for tire recommendations at Muir's Car Care. So I just go to him for stuff. Yeah, like 2-wheel drive, like rear wheel drive stuff is pretty bad in the snow. Truck's worst. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, usually, like I know tomorrow, like I'm gonna have to stay put all day because I'll shovel my car out, but I'm not gonna take it anywhere.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I don't. If I had to sort of I don't know, like pick somebody up, it's like, well, I don't know, use Lyft and hope that you get options of of like a 4-wheel drive car. Actually, my mom's car is pretty great in the snow, that Ford Explorer.
Mm-hmm.
She just puts it on the snow setting or whatever, and
Yeah.
she's good to go. But still, I have all seasons, and it feels negligible, the difference. So, yeah.
Chris Stockslager says, I guess I need to rewatch the Falcon posting video. Eggplant, smiley face, winky face. Yep. Number one comment. I have a headache. I put all sorts of things in my body today. Caffeine, alcohol, CBD. CBD just doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, I mean,
should I get painkillers now?
Oh God, no.
Not after booze and okay.
No.
So I just got to ride it out.
Yeah, you shouldn't have painkillers at all. Those things are.
Parlux Ground says RCR sold me on the Buick Park Avenue meme. White leather seats, super comfy. It's been a good daily, even in this weather. Thank you, Mr. Regular Road. Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, Park Avenue was great. Front wheel drive too.
You're on the side.
Okay. Nathan Rutherford. No question, but thank you for $4.99. Put to good use. Tristan Green Says, happy holidays, cash for compression shorts. Hey, yeah, that's an answer to the dick pants. I just wear compression shorts when I'm out and about.
Yeah, why
At the
not?
very least, it'll reshape my junk into an orb, and that'll be good. I gotta refresh this page. I also have to urinate. At Jarl Toyota, you can urinate. Hmm. Poop in my brown, and I take my pants off and on and off to make sure to get her and drive a Ford. Fossil says, I wonder if it's the same fossil I know from like back in the day. Uh, uh, hey, first time actually catching a podcast live. With the snow coming tomorrow, regular snowplow reviews when? That'd be cool. Get a PennDOT
Yeah,
truck.
would be.
Yeah.
It would never give us one in a million years.
Hey, can we drive this like industrial diesel chassis? This dual axle massive thing. PennDOT truck. I'd have to like know someone at PennDOT, and we'd have to like do it in the summertime or something like that when those trucks really aren't used for anything. That'd
Yeah.
be cool though.
Hmm.
I'll bet they wouldn't just let me talk about dicks the whole time though. And good question though. Andrew Palmer. I'm gonna come back to Andrew Palmer. I gotta pee.
All right. Well, I'll get into some regular chats. Carputing. Thoughts on 3800 supercharged swapped Fieros? I didn't even know you can do that. Well, I mean, I guess anything is possible, but that sounds profoundly dangerous. Like it's just an invitation to disaster. Let's see. Quixum Mafidida. Oh man, what if PA named it snow plows like Scotland? We'd get a bunch of like, ugh, I don't know. I would really hope that it wouldn't be a bunch of racist names. But I feel like my state is kind of a place of shit stirring, whether intentional or otherwise. It's just kind of like, you know, people go out on the streets when the Eagles win the Super Bowl. They go out and tear shit up, and then they do it when they don't win. It's like, I mean, granted, I'm extrapolating, and that's not really a fair thing to do. But, we're here, we're alive. Roman, thoughts on West Virginia? Thinking about moving there? Haven't really been, but except driving through. I mean, if it's anything like regular Virginia, I have no problems with it. I have good, dear friends in Virginia who I visit every year. Obviously, I haven't visited them any time like lately this year because of the whole situation. But yeah, um, hooty hoo. Any more collabs with automotive YouTubers coming up? Not at the moment. That whole Christmas video project, I didn't think that I would get as many yeses as I did. I just asked like, "Hey, would you want to like do a quick cameo?" And I thought like, let me send it out to as many as possible so that if I only get like 30% of them who respond, I still have something to work with. And then like 90% of them responded. And the only ones who didn't, I think it was because it was mostly too late or because it wasn't their like personal email. Maybe it got lost and I don't know. It's just like, or maybe they just don't know who I am, which is fine. But yeah, it was a very surprising thing to get as many yeses as I did. And I was and still am incredibly thankful to everyone who participated in the music video and incredibly thankful to everyone who's watched, everyone who's downloaded a copy of the single Essential Elves, which is on Bandcamp, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, Pandora. Basically, anywhere you can stream music or download it, check it out because 100% of the proceeds are going to go to the local food bank in my town, which I donated to last year because times get hard and um, I don't know, times are even harder now. And I would think that food banks are of paramount importance at a time when a lot of people aren't able to afford putting food on the table. So, and in a low income area like where I live, I think it's even more important. And I mean, I know that there are any number of charities that I could give to that are doing arguably more important work. But I feel like it's being put to the most immediate use here, I guess. I've done research and I sort of feel confident that the money that I would donate would actually go there and not to, I don't know, promotion or other things. And so I would love to be able to keep that food bank stocked. With money for my music, because realistically, like, I didn't get into this to be a musician or anything. Like, it's kind of something that I fell ass backwards into, and I enjoy doing it, but it's not like it's something that I would try to have it be my whole thing. Um, but this song means a lot to me just because it's sort of a song that's a bit about the situation that the world is in now. And hopefully people enjoy it as a song on its own. Because in the actual single, none of the YouTuber cameos are in that. It's just the song. But yeah, uh, all the proceeds to charity and food banks. Well, just the food banks, which is charity. So yeah, I hope that people enjoy the song and that everyone's having as happy a holiday as possible. And thank you for allowing me to sort of do things that I didn't think I'd get the chance to. So thank you. What's up?
My pee smelled like brake fluid.
Hmm.
It was different. Now I'm going to have tea. I still have a headache.
Don't we all?
My piss is a headache. Super chats. Did we talk about Andrew Palmer and his snowblower?
No.
Okay, we'll talk about Andrew Palmer and his snowblower. Supposedly, the amount of snow is entirely dependent on if my parents' neighbor gets the snowblower ready. Oh, yeah. Nobody bought snowblowers, so we're going to have snow. Stay cozy. And tomorrow would be maybe, well, I got stuff to edit tomorrow. Maybe I don't have any like cookies or anything like that because I was eating cookies. I bought like a sleeve of discounted cookies because they were old.
Yeah.
And I bought them from the overbake rack at the grocery.
Yeah.
Or $1 off. I got a whole bunch of cookies for like $2.99. And they were the kind of cookies that had M&Ms in them. Damn. It was like, yeah. So no matter what, they're good. And I just dipped them in coffee which reanimated them.
Yeah.
I'm like, hot damn, it was awesome. And then I ate them all and I felt like getting more. And like, that's how I gained weight during the first lockdown. So I can't like constantly have sweets available.
True, but gaining weight in second lockdown gives you something to do once you're out of second lockdown, which is like, this weight is going away.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I thought about maybe tomorrow would be a good day to like have a little smoke after I'm done editing. But I like it best when there's like fun food to go with the ganja because that's half the fun is, having a good snack.
Yeah.
But that's a side effect. You just eat more stuff. So
my hat hair is out of control. So back on you go.
What would TNG characters drive? Well, they don't. They have transporters at all. The only person was Tom Paris from Voyager, and he liked his old cars and That was it. There's like no actual vehicles in next gen. The movies there were, but I don't know. What type of cars would next generation drive?
Oh, I don't have the first idea. Maybe
No. But they don't live in like what kind of horses would we ride, or what would my favorite steam engine be? It's like, I don't know. We don't live in that era anymore.
yeah.
What's my favorite sailing vessel? The hell?
Whatever doesn't sink.
There's like 2 or 3 people who keep saying you should do trains, and I know somebody you can do a train. RCR will never do a train. Of course, I say that now it'll happen, but
I mean, but
God,
how would you even film it though?
it's
You can't
logistics of the filming a train is harder than filming an aircraft.
Yeah. It's like, it's not like if you don't get the shots you need, you can just be like, oh, turn back around, circle back around.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
Well, you can just go and talk about it. God, train people are boring. You can't even, can you own a train and go where and do what? Go somewhere really slowly. It's trains. Yeah. What do you hate trains? No, they're great for freight. And they're great for like fun rides.
I mean, I went to.
I look at them like horses. It's this really needy thing that makes a mess, is loud. It's going to have moods.
Yeah.
And there are certain laws about what you can and can't do.
I mean,
it's like driving a train is like driving Microsoft Excel. Yeah. All it is scheduling and calling ahead. And if that's what you like, great. It's like, I wonder if there's competitive like Minesweeper things.
I mean, I'm sure there's competitive everything, competitive ranked everything. I took the kids to the Strasbourg once, railroad for Thomas the Tank Engine. And it was kind of surreal seeing like an actual large Thomas and Percy and all them. But again, it's still just a train.
Yeah.
It's like you're just sitting in a thing.
Yeah, we can go ride real trains. All we have to go down is to Philly and ride SEPTA.
Yeah.
You see people getting horny about SEPTA, the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transit Authority. Every train is nasty. America needs trains. Oh, we got them. Yeah, we got it. Pennsylvania has a pretty good rail network.
Yeah.
But good doesn't mean,
good doesn't mean
luxurious.
Anything. Yeah.
That's how I picked up Jack when he bought the Falcon. Like he had to fly in. He had something he needed to do out in Vegas. Like he has family out in Vegas. And like at the time when the auction was won, he was still out in Vegas. So he caught a flight back from Vegas to Philly and then just got the train from the airport to Thorndale. And I just picked him up at the train station. And the train was pretty much on time. So I'm like, all right. It looked just as crappy as everything else, SEPTA had. But it seems neat that you're like, okay, I can get on this thing and it'll take me to the airport. But we live so freaking far. There's no commuter rails out here.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? And then trains themselves are freaking loud on the inside.
Yeah.
It's like you need noise. They're like almost as loud as an aircraft. And then you get to stand out in the cold as you wait for it. So
it's any form of mass transit.
That's true. At least some buses have like indoor places you can wait. Maybe some train stations are nice.
Maybe.
But then there's like, you got to wait around. That's one thing nice about airports. There's like, I enjoy the security, knowing that crazy people will be dealt with to the quick. Like you got to maintain your behavior about airports. And I like that rule, knowing that if you get riled up, there's going to be people with freaking AR-15s ready to straighten your little wagon, fix your little wagon right quick. And there is airport jail, but there's no such thing as bus station jail. It's just the drunk tank. And like no officer wants to deal with, there's a bus station fight. Oh, great. Someone managed to scrape together $19.
$19? 19 whole dollars?
How much was the bus ride from State College to Reading?
65 round trip.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't great. But and it was longer than it needed to be because we made stops like everywhere.
Mm.
But it was part of the because I wasn't gonna have a car in state college.
You
There's no
don't need one.
point.
No.
The buses take you everywhere. There's nowhere that you can put a car unless you live like way the hell
Mm-hmm.
off campus, like down Martin Street towards where the Best Buy is at.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like I don't know. I think it's Martin Street. I don't even fucking know. So yeah, no. I was just like, why would I bother?
K. Todd says my cinema is closed again. Here's the 3 weeks off. Yeah, What was the last movie I saw in theaters? I saw Blade Runner. Maybe something else.
I saw Sonic the Hedgehog. That was the last movie I saw in theaters before everything happened. I took my nephew to see it, my youngest nephew who's obsessed with Sonic. So there's that.
Quoxum Metaphilia, $6.90. Nice. Do you foresee the National Highway Transit Safety Administration ever modifying or shortening 25-year airport rule? I think it's such a minor thing. Like no one cares. Like no one in any federal state government cares about importing enthusiast cars. The only way that would happen is if it would get like earmarked or attached to some other bill.
Yeah.
That we're knocking it down to 15 years since they're all safe now, and it's usually going to be someone who owes someone a favor, and in that case, yes. But right now, like, why? Of course, now we're getting into like 90s cars, like 90s Japanese cars. It's like prime time for like the best cars ever. I know we're going like looking at the 90s with rose-colored glasses, but 90s and soon to early 2000s, we're talking prime years for Toyota and Honda and Subaru as well. Subaru, you're getting into the EJ series. I don't know about that, but because I think with Subaru, we got pretty much the same stuff in the early 2000s. Granted, they had the STI in the 90s, so those things are still kind of neat. But I've been around them. I haven't driven them yet, but I'm assuming they drive like every other Subaru. It's not like Honda and Toyota and Mitsubishi have, and Nissan, like all the Skylines or something so exotic for us that seems fun. So I wouldn't worry about it. And the short answer is no. I don't see that changing.
Yeah.
Divisero says also $6.90. Nice. Unpronounceable name. Sorry. Have a Merry Christmas. Thank you.
What on earth is that?
Someone dragging their recycling was last night.
It's the beating of the hideous heart.
I used to like the sound of we had this dumpster outside the dorm, Lehigh Hall, Kutztown University, and it was near my window, but I was up on the third floor, so it was far down below. And sometime at like 6 o'clock in the morning, the garbage truck would come with its 2 metal arms, hydraulic arms, and pick the dumpster up and, lift it over the cab and just dump it and put it back down.
Yeah.
But it was far enough away that it was just like this, thunka, 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 thunka. And I always liked that sound. The sound was, you don't have to get up yet. You sort of half woke up, but you didn't open your eyes.
Yeah.
Like, all right, there's still time to sleep. That's what that noise meant. There's still time to sleep.
It's just a nice reminder.
Musical Ninja.
There's someone named Jake Hercules. You said.
Oh yeah, accurate. Jake
Hercules.
Oh, there he is. I'm sorry, Jake. Jake says, just moved my Honda CRZ to New York City and heard you were looking for one. Yeah, we're still looking for a Honda CRZ. The email sent is email still preferred. Yep, always preferred. Or did you get that other submission system set up yet? No, we're going to do that, but I don't know when. We're going to have a Zoom call, you and me and Justin, to talk about, because we're going to get a website or like
some kind of landing page.
Some sort of landing page, and we're going to have a big button that says submit your car here. It's honestly going to be, it's not going to be a complex form, but it's just going to be all the major things.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. So if you want to submit a car, do it here. Yeah. So So no, it's still regularcars@gmail.com, and I have to vet every single one. So yeah, do it that way. And just be willing to drive to Pennsylvania at least. Not a huge deal come from New York City though. Exciting Titan. Oh, that was the TNG one. Where were we? So John Woods. Thank you, John. Hope to see an Acura Vigor on the channel. Yeah, right. Maybe next car idea. Yeah. Could do an Acura Vigor.
Why did I say that?
Well, that's what. Well, back in Dover, we would call it the pee and poop hole. Yeah, you'd have to go out in the outhouse and pee and poop in the hole. In fact, this is just like Nick Mullins' one joke that he wrote about the president-elect. So you're on to the cold one, but that's okay. You pee it faster if your dick's smaller. It's got less to go. It's like running an eighth mile, sort of a quarter mile. Back then, gas was a quarter. And yeah, you get the 2-for-1 with the blowjobs. Music Ninja 007 says, how much Come Town have you listened to? My favorite bit. Well, my favorite bit is St. Augustine. That's recent. Yeah, Come Town is like my doing dishes and cooking dinner podcast. I have different podcasts depending on what I'm doing. Working out is usually Jocko Willink or Joe Rogan. If I'm pissed off or in a grumpy mood, then it's Tim Dillon. If I'm walking around, which I think I got to do after this, I got to go outside. I got to go outside at least and do some sort of physical thing each and every day. So it's probably, I don't know, maybe going to be more Jocko Willink. I think I'm almost out of his podcast. And so, yeah. I discovered Come Town earlier this year, and I'm like, this is the greatest podcast I've ever heard because it's everything, you want to do, you can't do. Hourly B again. Hello, Hourly B. Hi, guys. Odd question to you. What is the best video game for someone who has not played any video games? Undertale. Of course, that's like a video game trope on other video games, so it would be lost on a lot of people. Question is, what's a good video game for someone who's never played video games?
Nintendo anything.
True. Yeah.
Just start there. And don't start with mobile gaming because that's not like I know you could just be like, get them Among Us or something, or get them Candy Crush, but it's not like this is not going to engender the same. If the goal is to make them want to play games,
are you going to try to get your mom a video game or get your grandma a video game? If they don't play video games, they don't play video games.
Yeah, this is not going to change.
And you're not gonna get someone to like video games, so you have someone to talk about video games with. You're not gonna get someone interested in cars who's not interested in cars, so you can have someone to talk about cars with.
Yeah, I don't think that's how any of it works.
Buy them a gift card to Dunkin' Donuts. That's a pretty good video game for someone who's never played video games. How can you say you got to be a pretty miserable person not to be appreciative for a Dunkin' Donuts gift card?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty hard. It's like Starbucks, except the coffee isn't bad and the line isn't as long.
Yeah.
So
my dick is my enemy. My dick is a double agent. So you said GT or Forza. Yeah, sorry, Hourly B. The best video game for someone who doesn't play video games is a Dunkin' Donuts gift card. Good question. Robert Gerst says, does a ski trip get you places? Yeah, it does, but the pandemic's weird. So it's like, okay, I can go to a place, but I get to most ski areas, they're going to have their hotels. If they have hotels on premises, they're going to be closed. So a ski trip now is like me going to a Hampton Inn, like an hour away from the ski area. being in the hotel room all by myself and eating takeout on my bed and then going skiing. Okay. This guy answered my question. We have an Airbnb 5 minutes from Holly Valley, New York. We have fun old cars, or it could just be a skication. But I would love a ski buddy. None of my friends do. That'd be neat. Going up to New York for like a weekend or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Send me an email, Robert, regularcars@gmail.com. Ski trip. JZX1000. And thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. JZX1000 says, it's snowing right now in Oklahoma. Thanks for years of great content. What do you do in a state that doesn't have mountains? Well, I'm sure Oklahoma has mountains, but what do you do when it's... I guess the snow just drifts everywhere because there's no mountains or valleys to like break it up. So I guess
I suppose.
Of course, I guess if you just have big flat farmland, everybody just has snowmobiles and just rides those things around.
Yeah.
Boris T.S. Karloff again. Familiar face. Doesn't have a question, just says, not a car, just money. I appreciate it, Carl. Boris T.S. Thank you. It's almost 6 p.m.
Almost.
Omar A. I don't feel like I earned my dinner. Because I just like ate a bowl of food while I was here, and then I had that Charles burger while we were eating. Like, I wanted to get like a breakfast sandwich to go with my coffee while we were writing a future review here. But the grocery store was like, my grocery store is like a hot bar, like next to the rotisserie chicken. And there was no breakfast sandwiches. So I bought a cheeseburger. It was a $3 cheeseburger.
Yes.
It came in a foil package, and it tasted like a high school varsity football game concession stand cheeseburger. It was food.
Yep.
Omar A. says, friend of mine got married. Can you say congrats on getting married, Seth? Good job getting rid of that old BMW too for him. Love you guys. Thanks. Sure. Congrats on getting married, Seth. Good job. You got rid of that old BMW too for him. Yeah. Congratulations, Seth. Good job on getting rid of that old Bavarian Motorworks. Seth, your car sucked. Getting rid of it was the best thing for you. Now go have sex with your marital lady. Brett Stevens. Thank you for your donation. If you could convert any classic muscle car to electric, what would it be? Angry Boomer intensifies. Chevy Impala convertible. I saw that there's like this adapter kit now that you can get like a Tesla DC motor.
Yeah.
And it like, I don't know if it hooks to the transmission or if you just get rid of the transmission and it just has a little half shaft or something like that. And it goes right to the drive line and just goes right back to the rear end. It looks like a neat idea, but where are you going to put the battery packs? You'd have to fill the trunk and then probably have more like in the remainder of the engine bay up front. And then like, what are you going to do about HVAC? Like you don't have any coolant anymore. So you don't have heat in the car.
I don't have the first idea. This is why I'm not an engineer.
Yeah. Of course, what if you have an electric roof? How are you going to run that?
Yeah.
There's like all sorts of weird things that just like, oh, just put an electric engine in it. Yeah. Okay. Now you got all these accessories. How are you going to do that? Power steering. Those old cars that had power steering, they're all hydraulic. They're run off of the crank, off of a belt. Now you don't have power steering anymore.
Yeah.
That's the thing about changing stuff. You change one thing, you change a million things. So, like all those accessories would have to be eliminated. So, but yeah, you're going to need room because you're going to need a lot of batteries. I'm still going to go with Chevy Impala. Good question, Brett. Ben Sagara says, love the E30 video. but I feel the car should be revisited because of its continued meteoric rise. Well, there are other like E30 adjacent cars, like the E34. Yeah. Um, Look, BMWs don't really exist around here, so we have to reach a little bit when we get them. We still have to do an M2. We did the M240i, but it's not an M2. We need the real M2 with a manual.
Yes.
And we did the older one. We did the 2002. That was neat. They're just so like there's like oddly complex stuff about them, and I don't see where there is a smoothness to them. There's a density and security of the way they work, but the amount of specific maintenance that you have to do versus like classic Japanese cars doesn't it feels like the lemon isn't worth the squeeze. Tierra Tiny Mary. Tina Mary. Tina Marie. You know what they say about girls named Tiny Tina? They're usually fat. Thank you for voting for me. When's the next podcast with Down the Rabbit Hole Fred? I don't know. We got to get out of the the planes. The pilots got to wear masks on the plane. The plane wears a mask. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Fred's down there, and like, if you're listening, Fred, hey, what's up? I think he's just kind of like held up in. He told me like his battery died in a parking lot somewhere. Like he says, I've been driving the car so little. Yeah, he probably drove it like. He said the car started. He drove it to like the store or something like that, and then it died. Like it wouldn't start back up when he left. So he probably didn't drive it enough for the alternator to charge the battery back from the power that was lost from the crank, like the initial crank.
Yeah.
It's like something like if you need to back the battery up, you need to be driving that car for at least like 10 minutes or something like that. So like all the little hops I've been making with the Subaru around here, like if I just go to the store and back, the car doesn't even get warm. It doesn't even get warm enough for the heater to work. I didn't make enough power to charge that battery back. So that's the stuff, especially in the cold weather, that's going to drain my battery. So that's probably what happened with him. I don't know. Fred says, I don't know. He doesn't know a lot about cars. Not really interested in them. And I mean, he says, I like it when you talk about them, which is a compliment, but he can't get excited about them as I really can't get excited about most modern video games. It's like most modern cars. I mean, they need to marinate a little bit for me in like the social soup.
Yeah,
for me to kind of It's like sometimes when I feel like, hey, there's this band, you got to listen to them. Here's their entire album, and it's like, here, hold this heavy bag, like this thing. Now I gotta.
It's like what?
So I think that it would be cool to have a podcast with Fred and just not talk about cars.
Well, yeah.
Not have to talk about them. Uncle Pull Tab 2 again. Hello. I had to finance the Fiesta ST because I was 21 and I had no credit and I wanted something fun and reliable that would Toyota Corolla manual. Really? I had no that sounds like bad finance to me. I wish I could just thank you very much for your donation to RCR. I appreciate it. Financing, they cummed in their pants as they saw like, did your mom? But if you had no credit, that means your mom had a cosign for this sports coupe, sports hatch, sports truck, Fiesta ST. It's like, I don't want to keep going back to Biden. Keep going back to that well.
You have to like come up with some kind of like list the impressions we think we can feasibly do,
Yeah.
which mine are none.
Why didn't you just buy a manual Corolla? Buy that for $1,000 and be reliable. I just want something. You're 21. You got plenty of time to have a nice new car. I'm going to be 40 next year. Have I ever had a new car? Yeah, I had one. The one my parents bought me for a high school graduation present was a neon, big financial stretch for them. You financed the Fiesta ST.
I mean, everybody's. Oh, excuse me.
I guess you had to reward yourself. You were in middle school like 5 years ago. No. 18. You're 21.
7 years ago.
Yeah, 7 years.
No, middle school. It would have been 8 years ago.
Yeah, 8. Now, presidential term ago, you were. But that's how time compresses for my. Well, maybe if he made the payments, he'll have some nice credit rating, or maybe he won't have a credit rating because if his mom had a cosign for it,
I don't know.
Maybe she would get the credit rating.
As long as the payments are on time, it's something where,
maybe he lives in a state where 21-year-olds can get a good job, like a desk job or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just thinking about this from a provincial mid-state PA. Like, it seems like you wanted a toy, and from my perspective, it seems like this guy wanted a toy, but didn't have the maturity to wait for it. He needed to have the fun thing now.
True, but that's a lesson that everybody has to learn in time, and the means by which they learn it and carry that lesson with them will structure the person they become.
Yeah. Of course, when I was 21, I wanted a Wrangler really bad. I'm glad my parents said no. Looking back, the thing would have been a total shit box. And now they're a very resellable shit box, but they're still freaking piles of crap. Lucas Cannon, this may be our last one. I'll do a refresh. It's not? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, either you ever read or have an opinion on Zen? Yeah, this question again. Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. Yeah, I threw that book across the room.
Never read
it. It's the guy just sucking his own dick for a while. It reads like a pretentious Reddit post. Like a guy, I know everything about motorcycles, and here's a list of the reasons how people got it wrong. And this guy chipped a fin, and I shimmed something with a beer can. Look how great I am. And my kid's an idiot. And I'm going on a road trip with this kid, and he's whining and complaining the whole time. And I'm such a good, because he's complaining and I'm not, that means I'm tough and my son's a wuss. And the whole trip is this guy, talking about how spiritual he is as he drags his kid along for this cross-country motorcycle trip, and the kid's just whining and complaining.
Yeah.
Because what kid, but when you're little, you're freezing and cold on the back of a motorcycle. You're not really knowing what you're in for. It's like taking a kid to the ice capades or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of twirling fart knockers. That's a phrase I haven't used. Twirling fart knockers. It's twirling fart knockers around on the ice. And I think I heard that on like Beavis and Butthead back then, like Mike just
possibly
twirling fart knockers. I'm gay, so I can say the term fart knocker, so don't worry about it. Another kind of hands-on philosophy book I've heard is How to Keep Your Volkswagen Alive by John Muir. Huh? Like famed naturalist John Muir. Is that like the book on like how to work on a Volkswagen Bug? I've heard of that Volkswagen one, if it's the one I'm thinking of, and yeah, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. Neil Peart tried to write a book like that.
On drumming?
No, he rode his motorcycle up to like Alaska.
Oh, you're talking about it. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I had the book for a while. I think someone lent it to me. And then of course, his story was like a guy with an unlimited bank account takes a motorcycle road trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the term twirling fart knocker or the term fart knocker in itself should go away. I guess it's like burned into my brain from being a kid in the 80s
Mm.
and 90s. Get Bent, $6.90 says, sinus headache, tension, what kind? Listen to your body, dude. Thanks.
Yeah, because you were mentioning the headache earlier. Normally, I mean, I don't know. I always get sinus, well, because I have bad allergies, like year-round allergy bullshit, which is a really fun problem to have when you're a hypochondriac in the midst of a pandemic. But I don't know. Just
Listen to your body. You might as well have just told me to count my blessings.
Mm.
When has that ever worked?
I mean, yeah.
Count your blessings. Fuck you.
Well, no, not counting the blessings.
It's
But listening to the body,
Look,
it's like, well,
see how like here's someone who's like pissed off about something, and you say you shouldn't be pissed off. Okay, thanks for that great advice. You get to go home and finger yourself.
well, I mean, people mean well, they really do. And my thing is just that, like, I don't know, like listening to my body lies a lot. It's like,
Yeah.
and it's, I don't know. I guess counting the blessings is a way of saying that may whatever you have be enough.
I'd almost rather them say, enjoy your white privilege. At least that phrase like that has a point and is directed at something.
Yeah.
Count your blessings. Oh, great. I learned that in Sunday school.
Yeah.
Forrest Hibblerbert doesn't have a question. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. Forrest Hiddlebert again says, would you ever review a car multiple times for fun? Yeah, well, not really. We did it like once or twice. We had something really important to say, but generally, no.
Yeah, no.
Once it's done, it's done.
I might do like an update on my Mustang, but that wouldn't be a review. That would just be kind of like, why on earth am I still driving this $4,400
Yeah.
like muscle car
Yeah.
that doesn't even have a V8 in it?
All the other YouTube people buy really expensive things. Your car was what?
4,400.
4,400.
I talked him down from 45.
My car was 5,500 and I offered 5 even. I drove a $5,000 13 or 14-year-old Subaru. Why have anything else?
Yeah.
Why have a modern car? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like the video that's coming out next Monday. Like there's a bit in it where the guy's just complaining about how he has to go through 3 menus to decide to tell the car to blow air out of the floor or out of the vents or out of the upper vents. And it's like, that is so dumb. Like you have to navigate away from your media player to go to your HVAC menu and then hit another button.
It's like trying to show it's like trying to show a boomer how to operate the TV now.
Yeah.
Like if you get them a smart TV and it has the big remote with like 90% of the buttons you will never use. But the only ones you really need are volume, channel, and the input button for HDMI. Oh, and I guess power. But
Yeah.
but what's HDMI? Don't I just have the coaxial? It's just like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. My dad has the one now that has the button that you can speak into and just say the channel. And that's how all he wants to do is just watch CNN.
Yeah.
My dad loves, it's time for the news. It's time for the nightly news and the daily news and the news.
And the midday.
It's like MSNBC. He likes to watch the stonks. And then he also likes to watch the news. Now the Weather Channel, all the Weather Channel is now is like hurricanes blowing away poor people's homes.
Yeah.
That's the Weather Channel. There needs to be like Weather Channel Classic, like there was VH1 Classic.
I mean, can't you just get that on YouTube though?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Watch old. Man, what would you do if you had a DeLorean that could go back in time? Tape old Weather Channel from 1994.
Yeah.
And just put it up on YouTube and be a billionaire. Acoustic Theory just says, I poop. As do you, as do I, as we all poop here on the day of the Lord, as he descended from Mount Olive with the toilet paper, to which Abraham proclaimed, I am the beaver, and you clean me too. Yea, said the Lord. And they walked to Bethany, and on the way they saw the goodly wife of her Shemashad, and her sister, also named her Shemashad, and they did bathe in the bathroom together, where they looked at their dicks, but did not stare too long, as that was not written in the sacrament of Noah, where they said, don't look at your dick too long, or else it'll turn petrified and you'll get too hard, like Blue Chew.
Blue Chew's missing out, not
I know,
giving us
right?
ad read.
They ought to sponsor us.
Yeah.
Deftones fan 18s or Deftones fan 867 with the 666 says East Oklahoma has mountains, but the state still sucks. That sucks. Hope you're doing well with the snow and the prairie.
Yes. Thoughts and prairies.
That was it.
I felt like there was a super chat in there somewhere asking about what our favorite come town bit is.
Yeah, they asked, and my favorite is St. Augustine.
Oh,
Followed by Biden. Followed by whenever they talk about high school, like high school and elementary school, those stories are great.
No, mine are gay Christopher Walken, King of the Hill, and the Wahlbergs, like the four brothers, but they keep adding brothers. It's like 11 brothers. You got Donnie. Are you telling people? Are you on a secure line when you're talking about this, bro? See, because Donnie's smarter than me. He came in here one day. He was like, What about 11 brothers? I'm like, what if 11 brothers were 12 brothers? I'm like, what? Man, you can't be, you got to be careful. You never know who's hearing you saying this. But yeah. And that was also a relative, like an Instagram post that, Mark Wahlberg had made of, waking up, working out, hashtag U.S. Army, hashtag U.S. Navy. Like he tagged all the branches of the military for no reason.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, I
don't know. People saying, are you coming back to Canada? We were in Canada last year, I think, or the year before.
They're not going to be letting Americans in Canada for a
while.
Not.
Americans are going to go nowhere.
More so, though.
New Zealand, they only had to wear masks for 2 months. They're done.
Yeah.
They're just done. There's no more virus in New Zealand.
Hey,
they're just partying down there, having a grand old time. They said they can travel freely in between Australia and New Zealand, but when you come back to New Zealand, they're still making people quarantine in like this special hotel for 2 weeks. But that's on your dime. So it's like you can leave and come back, but it's according to Juliet, it's like $1,000. You're holed up in a hotel for a week, which doesn't sound bad for me. Like if it's a sweet ass hotel, like resort, I can pass, as long as there's a gym, I can pass 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, okay, we're just going to work out for 2 weeks. It's going to be like training.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. If they have they probably won't let you swim in the pool.
Probably not.
Maybe they wouldn't let you go in the gym anyway. If you'd be held up in a hotel room, that'd be suck. RCR Toronto was an amazing night. Yeah, thanks for coming for that.
Wonderful. Very lovely.
All right, guys.
All right.
This has been 2 hours. Thank you for listening to the Regular Cars podcast. I appreciate everybody coming on, even if I've been cranky tonight. It is what it is. I'm going to feel like $1 million after the new year because I knew like the new project car would be growing closer and closer. Once I go skiing at least once, talk about first world problems. I'll feel better once I go skiing. So yeah, enjoy my walk. Definitely. Thank you. So thank you for everybody who donated to the super chat. I look forward to when all this is over. Australia gets priority over everything else. That's the first place we are going. When Americans can go internationally again, we will go to Australia. Yeah. as far as when we'll be able to go and not have to quarantine for 2 weeks, well, that's really down to Moderna and Pfizer. We ought to have like just a stonks podcast where we just talk about securities. That'd be something to talk about maybe next time. It's just us looking at our phones talking about who's doing what.
Yeah.
I could just swear the entire time. As far as domestic travel, the new car is I will be in Atlanta. Meets would be, can't do them, honestly.
Yeah.
You can't have gatherings. I'm sorry.
And also, it's like,
and I'm not taking all my gear with me
yeah,
to Atlanta. I mean, I'll take a GoPro. That'll be pretty much it.
And there's also, Wichita Hoovie standing offer.
Oh, we have a standing offer from
Yeah.
Hoovie?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He mentioned it in, in getting back to me about the Christmas music video. And
oh, okay.
yeah, it's very nice of him.
Was that in an email?
Yep.
If you remember, just forward that to me.
Yeah.
I don't even know what his email is. Brett Stevens says, yeah, VinWiki while you're there. Yeah, Ed doesn't have like DM on any of his stuff, but I did send Ed a message on Telegram. What am I talking about? Instagram. How much he checks it, I don't know. Yeah, that was 4 hours ago. I sent a DM through Instagram to Ed from VinWiki. It just said, hey, I'm going to be in Atlanta either in January or February, depending on, when this car arrives and when it's sorted. I'll be happy to come by. New car from Japanese Classics around Toyota Celsior. I mean, it's pretty much like is it a Lexus LS 400 underneath, or is a Celsior different? What do they want for it? $11,000. Not too bad. I think it's more of a $9,000 car, but whatever. So thank you to everybody who donates to our Patreon. You're allowing RCR to exist as a much larger channel than it is. Thank you to everybody who's listening to Nick's Christmas album.
Yes,
and
thank you.
Thank you to everybody who bought the song.
Yeah,
thank you to everybody who watched.
Yeah, no, because absolutely, thank you, because basically, again, it allows me to give back to my community, and in the form of the food banks. So I really appreciate like literally every purchase, stream, anything. So I get to give back in a good way for the holidays. And so yeah, thank you so much.
All right, people are saying Juan and Les said, or Uline said the Celsior is an LS 400. Okay, sweet. But with like tons more options. That's cool. Your voice doesn't really match your appearance. I thought as I lost my hair, my voice sounded more like what I look like. What else? We have a Christmas special that will drop on Christmas Day. So if some of you guys are, isolated away from your family on Christmas morning, don't worry. We got a present for you.
Yeah.
Very unusual vehicle. We'll say that. Dropping on Christmas, as well as a nice homage to another YouTube channel in it. Thanks to I think I need to cut that video again. Well, I'll have a link in the description. It was done by Visual Inclination, Ivan Verlan in it. So yeah, sorry, John, you're coming into the stream as we're leaving.
This will be up on iTunes and all the other usual podcasting places, Spotify, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, wherever, tomorrow, either tonight or early tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that in case you missed this and want to be able to do this on the road or listen while you're in gyms that aren't open. So thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, I am Nick.
I'm Brian.
Have a great rest of your week, everyone, and stay safe in the storm and all that if you're in the places that are getting hit by snow. So,
all right. Have a good night. Bye.
Night.
Is it ending? My screen is stalling. Yeah, it's not ending, is it?
I'm doing the Alex Wright dance.
It's not ending. I clicked end stream and it's not ending.
I mean, you can just close the window.
Yeah, I can just close the window.